Hey, it's Dean here from the Workshop Whisperer, and since 2015, we've been helping overworked and underpaid auto repair business owners recruit teams and build profitable businesses that can run without them. And in this week's training, I want to talk to you about above the line leadership, the reason why some auto repair shop owners grow and others don't. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most auto repair shop owners do not have a business problem. They have a thinking problem. Two auto repair shop owners can face the same issues, same staff challenges, the same market conditions, the same pressure and the same problems, but they can end up with completely different results. One grows calmly while the other feels like they're always drowning. Now, the difference isn't the business, it's how the owner responds when the pressure rises and the problems mount. Let me show you what this looks like in a diagram form. I also just want to say that I've just recently lost a fight with a quad bike and my handwriting is not what it usually is. So bear with me while I do my best, but also enjoy a bit of a laugh along the way. See, there's three layers to leadership inside any auto repair business. There is the environment, and the environment is everything that is happening around us. It might be the area that your workshop is in. It might be the number of competing auto repair businesses that you have. Maybe it's the government of the day. Maybe it's the interest rates. Whatever it is, there is an external environment that every single one of us operates our auto repair business within every single day. The second layer are the events that occur on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. The situations, the circumstances, the scenarios that just arise and happen out of nowhere. And third, there is the emotional response of the leader, the auto repair business owner. And it is that emotional response that we're going to pull apart and discuss in today's training on above the line leadership. Let me put it to you this way. When an auto repair business owner changes the way they think about their problems, instantaneously their leadership starts to become lighter, and that has a ripple effect across the rest of the team. Growth stops feeling chaotic, decisions become clearer, and drama, that daily chaos, that conflict, and those crises that happen from time to time, they begin to lose their momentum. The point being, the business doesn't need to shrink for their life to improve. They don't need to be afraid of growth. It's simply that the way the auto repair shop owner leads the business, leads the team, just needs to shift. So let me talk to you about the above the line model. Now, here's the one point. There is a line that represents how an auto repair shop owner is operating in any moment. And they're only ever in one of two positions. They're either above the line or below the line. Some of this you might recognize yourself, or you may have worked for a boss and you can recognize where they operated from most of the time. If we look below the line, then we're going to find an auto repair owner who operates from a position of blame. Lots of finger pointing, lots of yelling, lots of accusing, of blaming situations, circumstances, people outside of themselves for the position that their business is currently in. For an auto repair shop owner who is operating below the line, we will also hear a lot of excuses. I can't even begin to tell you how hard it is to write with a wrist that won't twist. They'll talk about a lot of excuses. These will lead into reasons. Let's move that over there. There we go. Lots of reasons, elegant justifications why the business isn't making money, why they can't raise their prices, why they can't charge out all of the time that's spent working on a job. And ultimately, these all come together to produce a bunch of stories that support the mindset, the belief that the auto repair shop owner has about why growth is hard or why they haven't been able to grow. And the key here is that this all creates a real victim mentality for that auto repair shop owner. Below the line thinking feeds the drama triangle. I'll talk to you about the drama triangle a little bit later. But the main issue here is that below the line thinking creates emotional decision making and reactive leadership. In real life or in real world terms, that often means you'll see the auto repair shop owner running around, putting out all these fires, but never having quite enough to extinguish every one of the flames. So the problems keep re-emerging and keep recycling day after day, week after week, month after month, and perhaps year after year. But if we look at above the line, we move up here, then we start to notice some different characteristics, some different attitudes, and of course, some different approaches to the same problems that occur in the auto repair business of a below the line owner. When we're above the line, the biggest change is that we're going to see someone who is results driven. When you base your business's performance off of results, it immediately removes the emotion, because there are only ever two types of results that any one of us experiences in our world, and that is the result we want or a result we don't want. There is no in between. It is black and white. We either achieved the aim or the outcome that we were going for, or we did not achieve it. There may be reasons why, but to begin with, we're starting with a very clear and a very pure result. Secondly, this owner is going to be solutions focused. We've all probably met someone who could find a problem in every solution, but an auto repair shop owner who is operating above the line can see a solution in any problem. It doesn't mean they have an immediate answer or an immediate solution, but they know there is a solution. There is a way to solve the problem and to move the business forward. And thirdly, an auto repair business owner who's operating above the line operates with 100% responsibility. What does that mean? They accept that the overall performance of the business, of the team, of the finances is their ultimate responsibility. And they accept that responsibility without blaming others or without beating themselves up over it being their fault. It means they are at cause for how they operate their auto repair business. They are not at the effects of the events that happen within it or the environment that is operating around it. They appreciate that them and only them have full operational responsibility for how the business runs. And the key here is that we know that above the line leadership is going to remove the emotional and reactive leadership, and instead it's going to replace it with ownership. Pure ownership. What does this mean in real life terms? Well, it simply means that whether it's the owner who's operating below the line or above the line, they're both going to experience the same problems. But they're going to respond to those problems in a completely different way, and they're going to produce starkly different outcomes. The operator coming at the problem from below the line is going to consistently find the same problems, the same issues, the same challenges showing up again and again and again. So they simply react to what they've got to do now. But the auto repair shop owner who's operating above the line is responding to how they want their business to run for the future. So an auto repair shop owner who's operating above the line, they simply stop asking, why is this happening to me? And instead they start understanding or start asking, what do I need to learn here? What is this trying to teach me? And what do I need to do next? Ultimately, an auto repair business owner who's operating above the line refuses to participate in blame-based conversations. So there's no more excuses, no more stories, no more reasons why things have happened. There is merely responsibility aired and shared across the team, and everyone's pulling together to solve the problem. Above the line leadership requires solutions alongside problems. Problems are there as opportunities to improve, not just reasons to roll our eyes and blame someone else for the position we're in. And ultimately, an above the line owner will take responsibility even when the issue wasn't their fault. So while they may delegate outcomes or objectives to their team and the team might miss it, they never abdicate the responsibility for encouraging or empowering those team members to become better at their roles, produce better outcomes, and therefore deliver a consistently profitable business. And ultimately, the above the line model becomes a model to filter for all future leadership decisions. There is one more model I want to talk about here with you, and this is called the drama triangle, because it highlights the importance of eliminating your victim mentality as quickly as you can and holding it at bay as often as you can. So there was I can't remember the name of the individual, but they talked about this drama triangle, and they said for drama to exist in any relationship or any workplace, 3 roles must be occupied by any individual. Someone needed to assume the role of the villain. It's pretty easy. It might be an unhappy customer, might be a difficult team member. Heck, it might even be the council, the government. Could be someone you had an argument with on the way to work that particular day. But someone needs to occupy the role of the villain, the bad guy. Someone else needs to assume the role of the victim, the person who always has things happen to them, who can never seem to catch a break, who it always feels like life is working against them. And we do need a third role in here, that of the hero, the person who can ride in on their white horse, the knight in shining armor, come in and slay the dragon, rescue the princess. Not that I want to introduce any gender stereotypes here, but essentially save the day. The person that can come in and put out all the fires and go home thinking they've done a great job. But if we look at this above the line, below the line, and especially victim mentality, the model tells us that if we immediately eliminate the role of the victim or the victim mentality from a situation, drama ends. We stop seeing we stop seeing things in the environment or events as being something that's out to get us. And instead of feeling like we need to ride in and save the day, we actually start solving problems that will make our future better and brighter. So when an auto repair shop owner, let me just swap that over. So when an auto repair shop owner starts to operate from above the line on a consistent basis, then team conversations start to calm down. Why? Because everyone can relax without the fear that if they put a foot wrong, that all hell is going to break loose, they're going to get told off and going to get yelled at. That means that accountability begins to improve because there is no risk of conflict. Where people don't hit the mark, it's just seen as an opportunity for improvement. Problems that used to show up again and again and again, they get solved on a permanent basis instead of recycling through every week, every month, every year. Ultimately, when we're operating above the line, the auto repair owner feels more in control, not more stressed, even when the business is going through a period of growth. And ultimately, that growth becomes more sustainable, more profitable, rather than becoming more exhausting. So we don't lose ourselves in the process of building a solidly profitable auto repair business. Now, the above the line model works because it removes the biggest constraint in the business, which is the owner's emotional reactions to the problems that occur in any auto repair business. See, business is nothing more than a series of problems to work out, work on, work through. But for the auto repair owner who's operating below the line, they don't see problems like that. They just see them as something else that always happens to us and there's nothing that they can do about it. So above the line leadership, it breaks the drama triangle. There's no more victim mentality. There's no viewing events, environments, or experiences outside of ourselves as a villain, as something to get us. And there's no more having to play the knight in shining armor. Above the line leadership also eliminates story-based decision making. We're using data, we're using information, we're using real facts, not feelings, to frame the decisions that will impact the future success of your auto repair shop. But above the line thinking also forces clarity and ownership over outcomes. You can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control your response to anything that happens around you. And above the line leadership creates leverage without adding complexity. It gets more people doing more of the right things in the right way and pulling together for the greater good. Ultimately, above the line leadership changes how problems are handled, not just what problems exist. See, the key lesson here is that A-grade auto repair shop owners, they're not more talented. They just simply choose to accept responsibility more often than B-grade owners do. And ultimately, leadership is a daily choice. It is not a personality trait. There was a study done many years ago that found out that only 1 in 10 people, only 10% of the population, have an innate ability, a natural talent for leadership, meaning the rest of us have to learn it. And we learn every single day through the decisions and choices that we make. Now, here's the other thing to understand. Every single auto repair owner moves above and below the line. But the A-grade owner, they are faster to recognize when they've slipped below the line and quicker to adjust back above the line. So they notice faster when they've dropped below the line. And ultimately, responsibility always precedes the result. The business changes because we change, not the other way around. And what that means is that above the line thinking, it becomes a discipline. It's not motivation. It's not something you do when you feel like it. It's how you operate and it's who you become. So from now on, for auto repair shop owners, A-grade auto repair shop owners who choose to lead above the line, there are no more problems without solutions. There is no blame-based language in any leadership conversation or any team communication. It's accepting that responsibility always sits with you as the leader, the owner of your business. It's an awareness of the line and accepting that, making that your daily standard for operations. And when it comes to the big decisions, the decisions that affect not just your business, but potentially your family's future, their finances, and how fulfilled you feel in time, then we understand that those decisions are only ever made when we're operating above the line, because this is the leadership standard that allows for growth without drowning. So every auto repair shop owner moves above and below the line. The line doesn't move, we do. And above the line leadership is not about being perfect. It's about noticing faster and choosing responsibility over reaction when we become aware that we've dropped below the line. This is why some auto repair shop owners are able to scale without chaos and others stay stuck fighting the same old problems over and over and over again. And the beauty after this training is once you've seen this model, you cannot unsee it. Just ask you to watch how often it shows up in your business this week. If you want some more lessons from us here at the Workshop Whisperer, click on the video here or go and look